Welcome to the magical adventures of Juju and Hootie. This story is called The Language of Leaves by Jenny Hendricks. Now, this series is more than just a collection of stories, but a transformative journey designed to nurture calm minds, kind hearts, and empowered kids. If you enjoy this journey, please like this video, subscribe for notifications, and follow us along on Instagram at Story Soul Studio for more mindful adventures. Now let's find a cozy place where you can feel comfortable in your body and begin to listen. Maybe for you, listening feels best while lying down in your bed before sleep, or perhaps you'd rather move your body by stretching or rolling around, or even color or use Play-Doh while we start to relax. Wherever you are, however you'd like to be, go ahead and take a soft breath in. Feel the air move in through your nose and swirl gently through your body, like it's beginning to wake up your heart. And as you let it go, out through your mouth, so slowly, like a leaf, floating, drifting, all the way down to the forest floor. Breathing in, swirling around, and then letting go all the way down, settling in. Here you are, safe. Here you are, curious. Here you are, ready to see and understand in a brand new way. And isn't that exciting? Are you ready to go on an adventure with Juju and Hootie? Great. I heard something exciting is happening at forest school today. Let's go find out. As we adventure, just let your mind begin to wander, thinking and feeling and imagining in whatever way feels right for you. The chimes rang 3 times through the morning mist, calling all the woodland creatures to forest school. Juniper, our friend Juju, hurried along the mossy path, her yellow pack bouncing on her back as she went. She loved mornings like this. They were cool and quiet and full of the promise of learning something new. Their school sat beneath a great oak tree. The forest floor and all of its dirt was their classroom. Their lessons came from stories and songs and art and nature herself. There was always something exciting to learn. Their beloved teacher, Sage, sat cross-legged among them in the circle. Today, we welcome someone new to our circle. All eyes turned as a soft, almost invisible fluttering began to fill the air. A butterfly floated in. She had shimmering wings that glowed like all the colors of the sunrise, and her name was Brisa. But when the other children said hello, Brisa only dipped her wings and fluttered behind a tiny white mushroom. "She's shy," Flicker the fox said. "She didn't even smile," said Coda Cub. Juju was struggling too. She really wanted to get to know Brisa. And then she thought back to when her baby brother was born. Even though he couldn't speak, he had his own way of communicating that let their family know what he needed. The more she paid attention to him, the easier it became to know what he wanted. "Maybe Brisa doesn't use words the way we do," Juniper offered to her peers. Hooty, Juju's wise, feathery friend, served as the school's wisdom keeper, so he was always there to encourage and guide the forest creatures. "How insightful, Juniper. You're right. Everyone speaks differently. Some use voices, others use pictures, and some use motion. Brisa may speak in a way you've never heard before, but it doesn't mean she's not talking." After Welcome Circle, the children split into their learning groups. Juju was a visual learner. She understood best when she could see something, like pictures or maps or patterns. So during their lesson on seed cycles, she drew the entire process with colored stones and sticks in the dirt. Now Flicker the fox was full of energy and fire. He learned through his body. He needed to move. He acted out the seed's journey, curling like a sprout, jumping like a growing stalk, and finally twirling like a falling seed pod. Their friend Coda Cub was an auditory learner. She liked to hear things out loud. She clapped rhythms for each stage of the cycle and made up a little song to remember it all. "Plant it low, help it grow, feel the sun and watch it go." And Brisa? She fluttered quietly near the edge, brushing her wings against leaves, whispering through movement. She didn't speak, but she showed things through gestures, color, her facial expressions, her energy. At first it was kind of hard. The children misunderstood each other all the time. Flicker bounced too much for Coda. Coda talked too long for Juniper, and Juniper's diagrams confused Flicker. But Hooty and Sage gathered them in the shade. Each of you carries a different thread in the web. You won't see the full pattern until you learn to listen to the thread outside of your own. The children were curious, just like you. They looked at each other with new eyes. Juju realized Coda Cub needed to hear her pictures described out loud. And Coda saw how Flicker needed to move to understand. Sitting still was almost impossible for him. And Flicker began to ask before jumping in. And all of them grew more curious about Brisa's quiet language of motion and light. "I think when we understand how we each learn, we can help each other more," Juju whispered. And just as the class was beginning to close up for the day, they heard the sound of hooves quickly becoming louder and louder as Archer the horse raced down the path towards Forest School. A spring storm had knocked down part of the woodland bridge, and the only way across the stream was broken. On the other side was the grove where the baby owlets were waiting for their breakfast. If they weren't fed soon, they might try to fly before they were ready. "We have to help," said Sage. "But how do we fix a bridge?" asked Flicker. "That's way too big for just one of us," said Coda. "Exactly. Solving this will take more than one kind of smarts. It will take each of you using your own special way," Hooty acknowledged. Judo stepped forward. Slowly, she began drawing a diagram in the dirt. showing where the new branches could go for the bridge. She saw the whole pattern in her mind and was able to draw it out for all the friends to see. Coda clapped and chanted the directions to help keep everyone on rhythm. Lift it here, tie it tight, build the bridge and make it right. Flicker leapt and darted, collecting all the perfect-sized branches and vines. Brisa fluttered ahead and used her wings to test the wind's movement, guiding where to place the branches to protect the young owlets from the breeze. Together, the forest friends rebuilt the bridge, step by step, each one offering their own kind of brilliance. When it was all done, the owlets were safe and fed. A leaf twirled through the air and landed in the middle of the circle where the friends sat. Juniper picked it up. Even though we all speak a different language, today we listened to the same heart. Everyone smiled. She was right. And as the excitement of the day transitioned to the softness of the night, Grandmother Luma, the sliver of the Gemini New Moon, hung quietly in the sky. The forest was still and yet still alive with possibility. The new ideas and ways of working together had sparked a solution today that helped friends in need, and everyone felt at peace knowing they did their part to make it happen. As Juju looked down at the leaf in her hands, she acknowledged to herself how she spoke in pictures, how she learned through seeing. And as she gazed out to her friends' faces among the circle, she told them all, "I love the way you learn too. Thanks so much for sharing with me today." Hooty responded with a gentle hoot. Each thread is part of the web. Each voice is part of the song. And when we all honor the ways we are, we understand so much more. Take a deep breath in, little one. Feel that breeze again swirling inside of you, almost like moonlight peeking through the trees. Breathing out, let that light touch the forest floor. Breathing in, feel it swirling in your body. Exhaling, let it down to the floor. Let your body slow down. Let it settle. Always know that your way of learning is important. Others may be different, and that's exactly what we need. Together, we weave a stronger world. You are a listener, a student of life, a light so bright. You are a friend who understands. You are part of the language of leaves. Breathing in, letting go. Thank you for joining us on this magical adventure with Juju and Hooty. Keep dreaming, little one. This world needs your bright ideas.